the aftermath from the first rollover crash Monday morning near the Hanson Bridge. Just a couple hours later, law enforcement and emergency crews reopened the bridge. However, as you can see, another semi-rollover accident, another reason why to close the bridge once again. With all the madness of last night's game between Alabama and Auburn, there was something on the sideline that also sparked some attention. That's because, see, Auburn's Ladarius Owens had his jersey ripped during the game. Well, we can't have any of that, especially in the SEC. So this man is putting his sewing skills to the ultimate test during a national broadcast. The community has brought in 1,910 turkeys since Thursday, which already surpasses last year's goal. However, Idaho is one of the worst states in the country for poverty, and the Magic Valley is no different. So if you want to support your local families in your local neighborhoods, come out to Compulus on Blue Lakes Boulevard North, right here in Twin Falls, and donate a turkey. Why not two, or why not enough to feed an entire neighborhood? There's a major emphasis being placed on school lockdowns. Polling ads, don't be surprised if you hear a lockdown occurring each week throughout the school year. 2 people are dead following a head-on collision that happened near Jackpot on Friday night. Now, the information is just coming in today, and according to the Nevada Highway Patrol, a Twin Falls man and a Nevada man collided on Highway 93. Feeling like you have to donate to an agency this holiday season can often be a domino effect. But in order to stay out of trouble, we have some helpful tips to keep your money safe. Speaking of good deeds, it's the season of giving, and you've heard about food and toy donations, but beds? Overhangs must also be clear and free of snow and ice to avoid those injuries. Stephanie, I almost took a spill today coming out of my driveway. When is this freeze going to end?
Oh, not anytime soon.
The fight really isn't over. There's been a morning aversion. That's really kind of hindered the air quality around here. Driving up at Timmerman Hill, you can already smell it, even though we're still about 20 miles from Haley. Now, you say Glanbia is featured in some of the top 100 restaurants in the world. Can you explain, even though we might not see it exactly on the store shelves?
Yeah, sometimes we say Glanbia Foods is the largest cheese company you've never heard of.
It's been one team, one fight. That's the motto at the 24-hour mark of the search for James DiMaggio and Hannah Anderson. Federal agencies are providing resources for the intense search over rough terrain. But locals are key in that search because they offer knowledge of the area and trails. We're now joined by Andrew Reed, who is in Cascade. Now, Andrew, I understand that the press conference recently wrapped up. What's the latest on the search? A terrifying moment for Twin Falls residents when they realize the car is rolling out of the driveway and headed for the street. If Black Friday crowds were just a little too much or Black Friday deals weren't enough, shoppers can rejoice in another big day on the retail calendar. The Kelly fire is now 5 times larger than it was yesterday. Humidity factored into the fire growing from just under 1,000 acres to 5,300 acres. The situation has caused a lot of concern and for a company to make some changes.
My son usually gets picked up right here, right in front of the Farmbrook Apartments.
Jay Murdoch is outraged over what his stepson explains happened on the bus.
Started telling the kids, you should be thankful, I'm giving you guys a ride, just being belligerent to them. He stopped way out in the country over by the hospital, way over there. They got off the bus because they were scared. They didn't have a cell phone or nothing.
There's not a video recording on that bus to reveal what exactly occurred, just witness accounts.
What we were able to determine was that we had a situation on the bus where the students were not behaving very well, and that in this particular case, the situation was not handled real well by the bus driver, and some things were probably said that shouldn't have been.
There's only a certain amount of cameras within the system, and they are able to rotate to, not every bus has one, in other words, but most buses have the capability of having the camera put in them. So there's only so many cameras, but they pretty much all have the boxes or that instrument that holds the camera system.
Susan Hendrickson is the Vice President of HR and People Development for Mid-Columbia Bus Company, the parent company of Western States.
After scenarios like this that are very challenging, our company looks at what could we do differently, and we are in the process of purchasing a new system for all the districts that we run out of Idaho.
Meanwhile, Western States has placed the bus driver on unpaid administrative leave.
You know, the fact that we have any kind of incident on the bus is really concerning to the district and also to Western States Bus Company.
As for Murdoch, he's concerned who's behind the wheel
I think also they need to do more of a background check on drivers.
and responsible for his children's safety. Now, Brady Dickinson explains that very few complaints ever arise from the bus service. Hanson resident Kelly Verwy had just crossed the Hanson Bridge after nearly missing a collision with a semi. He pulled over to collect himself, but then he spotted a semi-truck having difficulty blowing over onto the bridge.
You know, I drove onto the bridge to try to help other people that were also there trying to get into the truck and help the driver who was pinned inside of it against his door and the steering wheel, and the window that would be in the sleeper, I broke that out and dropped myself into the cab to be with the driver, and then kicked the windshield out from the inside, and then other people that had stopped to help were able to also get him free then and get him out.
This is the aftermath from the first rollover crash Monday morning near the Hanson Bridge. Just a couple hours later, law enforcement and emergency crews reopened the bridge. However, as you can see, another semi-rollover accident, another reason why to close the bridge once again. Troopers came in on their day off to help assist at these crashes. Detectives, fire, paramedics, everyone working together, a multi-agency effort to help safety prevail.
That's why we're working with the Transportation Department to warn truckers and through the use of social media to stay away and stop your truck, especially if you're hauling empty. Just stay off the road until this wind advisory passes.
Weather like this really is trying for everybody, travelers and highway workers on the roadways, trying to keep our roadways open in any kind of extreme weather, whether it's snow, high winds, or any other of the rough conditions that we can face here in Idaho. As for Verwy, he's concerned the severity of the situation could have been worse.
How tragic it would be if that was a school bus or any kind of a bus, a high-profile vehicle, a motorhome. All of these are in danger of going over underside in high winds.